Here is your $2,400 fourth stimulus check update. This relief may be going out to all Americans that receive Social Security retirement, SSI, Ssdi, and RRB beneficiaries, as well as low-income households. Friends, in this video, I will be sharing with you all of the details and what you need to know about this $2,400. Social Security has three important changes that may affect millions of Americans. Many seniors could see an extra hundreds of dollars each month as new data on inflation is being released. So friends, please make sure you watch until the end of this video if you are a Social Security, SSI, Ssdi, or RRB recipient. To say thank you for watching and joining me here every day, I'm giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Please, friends, make sure you enter these giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then commenting below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
I enjoyed so much being back in Tennessee, and over the past week, I really had the pleasure of hearing from so many Tennesseans who are just celebrating having reopened businesses and music venues and public spaces in our communities. There was a lot of happiness across our state as I was there. Everywhere you looked, you could see evidence that people are ready to get back to work, and they want to get back to life as normal. There's also a lot of evidence that local businesses are ready to get back to normal. You cannot walk 10 feet in Knoxville, Tennessee, for example, without running into a help wanted sign. Normally, this would be an indicator of a successful economic comeback. But here's the problem. Those signs are just not working. Not for retail or restaurants, or even for the industrial sector with small business manufacturing. Some business are getting so desperate for help that they're offering signing bonuses worth hundreds of dollars to anyone willing and able to come back to work. Madam President, all year, we've used a particular catchphrase to encourage people to get their vaccinations. We've said that we could only get shots in arms, then we could get back to normal. Well, as it turns out, that was step one.
All right, friends. So there is some big news for Social Security recipients. Several lawmakers have proposed big revisions to the Social Security program. The stock market crash of 1929 and the Great Depression left many elderly Americans in poverty. This prompted a number of states to implement new programs, including Social Security. And today, 88% of Americans 65 years of age and older receive Social Security benefits, and more than half of the retirees say that those benefits represent a major source of their income. Unfortunately, while the program has undoubtedly kept many seniors out of poverty, the Social Security program is in need of reform. According to economists, decreasing birth rates and longer life expectancy have created a big issue for the Social Security program. The worker-to-beneficiary ratio currently sits at 2.8. That is down from 5.1 in 1960. So in other words, the number of workers who pay taxes into the Social Security program is shrinking in comparison to the number of seniors that are receiving benefits. And with that in mind, the Social Security Board of Trustees estimates that the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund, which funds retirement and survivors' benefits, will run out by the year 2034. And at that point, the program would rely entirely on tax income, but taxes would only cover 77% of the scheduled benefits in 2034. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and Democratic Representative Peter DeFazio introduced a potential solution, which is called the Social Security Expansion Act. Among other changes, the bill would apply Social Security payroll tax to all income above $250,000. It is a dramatic deviation from the current system, which caps maximum taxable earnings at $147,000. The Social Security Expansion Act would also tax the investments and business income of millionaires and billionaires to further boost funding for the program. Those changes would extend the solvency of the trust fund for an estimated 75 years, while boosting Social Security benefits by an estimated $2,400 per year. So friends, what are your thoughts on this? Do you support the Social Security Expansion Act? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Friends, the keyword for this video is Hayden Island. If you would like to enter tomorrow's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below this keyword, which is Hayden Island, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. Remember that the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Since 1975, cost of living adjustments have been used to keep Social Security benefits in line with inflation. Those COLAs are currently based on changes in the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. That is a metric based on purchases made by office workers and other wage earners. According to top economists, the CPIW is a bad approximation for the spending patterns of senior citizens. Seniors tend to spend more on medical care, prescription drugs, and housing, while working age individuals spend more on education, apparel, and transportation. That means the CPIW underemphasizes the spending categories that are most relevant to seniors. That has also caused Social Security benefits to lose 40% of their buying power in the last 2 decades. The Social Security Expansion Act includes provision to address that issue. The bill stipulates that inflation would be measured using the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, a metric based on purchases made by individuals who are 62 and older. If COLAs had been calculated using the CPIE over the last 2 decades, the average retired worker would have received an extra $5,800 in retirement benefits. Seniors tend to incur greater expenses as they age, especially with medical care and prescriptions. That is why President Biden has proposed increasing the Social Security income paid to long-lived beneficiaries. His plan would boost benefits by 1% annually for seniors between the ages of 78 and 82 years old, resulting in a total increase of 5% for individuals who have received retirement benefits for at least 20 years. None of the revisions discussed in the article have yet been implemented, but seniors should make a point of staying informed on potential changes to the Social Security program, as they could dramatically impact financial well-being. Well, my great and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this morning. Thank you, my friends, for joining me here every single time I post a video. The winner of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Alan Glover. Congratulations, my dear friend. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me an email. Or you can send me a message on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and blessed day.
The Secretary was giving you updates on facts. I mean, if people really understand the risk that you took ahead of the curve, everybody in Congress should be thankful that you did it, because I think it saved the economy. As a matter of fact, we had several bipartisan bills. We were reacting to something none of us had ever seen. We hadn't seen a pandemic in 100 years. And those bipartisan bills, I think, made the difference between what I think could have been a fiscal disaster and helped us weather the storm. But now I want to talk about what's happened over the last year and a half. We went from a series of bipartisan bills that we spent more than any one of us would have wanted to, into a series of partisan bills that I think are, at least in part, one of the reasons why we have the problems that we do today. $2.5 trillion on a purely partisan basis, flooding the zone with more liquidity than we probably needed. Under President Biden, we're authorizing 80,000 more IRS agents. We're going to retire student loan debt, which is going to be more stimulus into the system, $201 billion in additional regulatory costs, 131 million hours of net new paperwork. The president has signed 77 executive orders, the highest since President Ford, 40 times more than President Trump in the same time period, and 3 times more than President Obama. Last week, I had the occasion to go to Jacksonville, Florida. I always make time to drive 15 minutes away from it to visit the trailer park that I grew up at. At that time, it was about a plot of land of about 10 acres with 6 or 7 trailers on it. Now it's got 100. And all but 6 are permanent residences. One of the reasons I do that, and I'll be going to the trailer park I grew up in Nashville next month, one of the reasons I go through there is just to have a chance conversation with somebody there like me, a 19-year-old kid. I moved from Waikiki Boulevard, which it was called Hawaiian Village, where my parents lived, to Sugarcane Lane in the same trailer park, putting myself through community college. I like that chance opportunity to go to people and say, you can get out at where you are today, it's not where you can be. But I'm not really going, I didn't go to that trailer park on Friday, and I won't go to the one next month and have the same sort of optimism. In the hearing, or not the hearing, but in Chair Powell's speech from Jackson Hole, he has clearly indicated to me that we are into tough sledding next year. The rates are going to get up to 4 to 4.25%. And I don't see how it is possible. And in his words, he's talking about we're going to have a period of below trend growth. To a layperson, what I'd tell that person in the trailer park is we're headed for a recession. And it's probably going to happen sometime second half of next year. Now, I know also Chair Powell said perception is reality, so let's not think that we're going into a recession because that could actually hasten it. I get that. But this is go time. This is when people need to start planning. And I think it's almost unavoidable that those people that grew up or growing up in the same circumstances that I have are going to suffer from the policies coming from this body, not what you all are doing. And we have to recognize that, and we have to prepare people for that. I do have one question, and then I may have a few other comments. I actually believe that stakeholder feedback and engagement has been foundational to what you banks have done since you were founded. You invest in the community. I just spoke to the president of the North Carolina Bank for Bank of America. You've got a pilot in 5 cities now trying to go into some of the most distressed neighborhoods and encourage business and growth. You take stakeholders' input into account. But I've just got one simple question, if you can raise your hands if you agree with this. At the end of the day, is it still shareholder primacy that ultimately drives your decision process? At the end of the day, the people who have invested in your banks, the people who have risk in it, just show of hands. At the end of the day, when you have to make a decision, you take the input from stakeholders, but then you make a decision. Thank you. Did I not see a show of hand over there? Okay. Thank you. So I think we need to get away from the woke and everything else. The only other question I have for you, are there any there are people talking about stakeholder capitalism is going to cause you all to make a strategic decision to unbank the energy industry, particularly fossil fuels. Are any of you planning to get out of that business? Okay. So I, for one, think that we need fewer regulations in this space. And just something that Senator Kennedy made, and I'll finish here. He said that you all need to speak up. But how on earth can you speak up if you're fulfilling your fiduciary responsibility to shareholders when you've got somebody out of control at the CFPB, the FDIC is a shambles, and the SEC? How can you possibly do that and fulfill your fiduciary responsibility to your shareholders because they will rain down hell on you? So I, for one, think that Mr. Diamond, many others have alluded to it, if we want to avoid the bad story that I've got to tell those folks in the trailer park, I'll go visit next month in Nashville, we better get our act together, stop spending, stop taxing, right-size regulations, because we can do more to avoid a fiscal crisis next year, a recession next year, than anything you all